publication, Spunk. It is a queer bent literary art journal. I've been doing it for years.
Tip your mic.
Oh, sorry. Did you hear anything I said?
No.
Yeah.
Repeat it all.
Again.
Spunk.
Just say spunk again.
Spunk. This is my publication. It's a queer bent literary art journal. I've been putting it out semi-annually since 2003. I am always looking for written submissions.
Yes.
They're not all accepted, but I am looking. So if you're at all interested, please talk to me. This is the most recent issue I put out, which was more than a year ago, to be honest. The theme is Another World, and I'm reading the introduction that I wrote for it. If I can find it. Growing up, I watched 3 soap operas, because my mother watched 3 soap operas. Days of Our Lives, Another World, and later on Santa Barbara. Days was our headliner, our main jam. It was classic and classy. It had our respect, and for what it was worth, our hearts. Another World must have come on immediately afterwards, and that's how it became part of our daily viewing habits. We were less invested in it, but it did have its own special appeal. It was kind of the B-side to Days' A-side, and I do love B-sides. It was more style-conscious, atmospheric, also more superficial. It was tawdry. A guiltier pleasure that lodged itself into my psyche. On my first visit to New York, I should preface by saying I was actually living in Indiana when I put this out.
Wow.
Before I moved here, after I left New York. All right, that's it. On my first visit to New York, I was in an upstairs Mexican restaurant on the Upper West Side, and Stephen Schnetzer, the actor who played Cass Winthrop on Another World, was there. I was glamorized. Looking back, it all seems comical. He being my first celebrity sighting, and the afterthought, why couldn't it have been Linda Dono? But at the time, it was a moment. A quiet, minor, but legitimate personal moment, a marker of sorts. New York was initially another world to me, and then it became home for many years. Back in Indiana, it's my hometown that's now another world. Initially, the differences, the things I was missing while in New York, space, nature, a general sense of community and ease, were healing, nurturing, and even inspiring. Upon my return, I was filled with big city energy and an optimism for new beginnings. But now, after a full year of exploring seemingly every option, personal, professional, creative, it seems clear that this is not fertile ground for me, after all, and I'll need to be moving on. I came back in part because of some health issues happening in my family. After losing my sister unexpectedly about 7 years ago, it snagged at me that I wasn't more present. Shortly after I moved back here, last fall, one of my best friends in New York, who was suffering from cancer, passed away. I visited him before I left. We talked and laughed, and I cried a bit. I thought it might be the last time I'd see him. I hope not. But a few weeks later, he was gone, and no one around me even knew who he was. Another friend who's dealt with his own health issues for years told me about a near-death experience he'd had a few years prior. He said when he crossed over to that other world, he was in a place of pure energy, light, and positivity, that everyone's energies were like particles in a vast river. There he said he could ask any question he wanted, so he asked about religion, and the answer came back that all religions have it right, but that they also have it kind of wrong. Coming back to Indiana, certain tensions subsided, and it seemed as though everything I was so concerned with in the city didn't matter. That's how my friend said it felt on the other side. Toward the end of my extended run in New York, I expended a lot of energy worrying and found myself wondering about what it would be like in other places, as I am now again. It seems there is no magic solution, no place that has everything, that it really comes down to learning what it takes to make as each happy and going from there. So whether we are contemplating the great hereafter, moving to another town, or just what's going on in someone else's head, another world seems a fitting theme for this issue.